So my name is Angel. I am from Venezuela originally, and I was born in May 1994. I'm 26 years old. I studied film and marketing, which are my two passions, and I graduated in 2016. Like Asama said, I am the CEO and founder of Hypermilk. Hypermilk is a creative agency, and I am the leader of Nightcrawlers. Nightcrawlers is many things, but we are an online community of entrepreneurs in Japan. And I also work for Socialand, another creative agency, as a marketing consultant and a community manager. So this is the table of content for today. We're going to talk about the essence of your brand, buyer personas, content creation. We're going to help you make your social media strategy. And after that, we'll have a little bonus round. You know, that surprise I promised you at the beginning. I'm going to give you that. And then we're going to have a Q&A session. Just so you know, guys, we are using the chat at the moment. So if you guys have any questions during my speech, you can send the questions and type them on the chat, and I will be more than happy to answer them for you. Let's begin. Oh, and before we start, remember to take notes. We are discussing very important and valuable insights regarding social media, marketing, design, and branding. So I recommend you guys taking some notes. And that's it. So before we start, let's do a little visual activity. For me, engagement is number one. So when we do our events and people start joining in, typing on the chat, asking questions, for me, that's the best feeling ever. Let's start with a visual activity. What do you guys think when you see this logo? Please type it on the chat. What about this one? Thank you for engaging, guys. Let's go to the next one. What about this one? Very popular in Japan and very, very localized. What about this one? Very popular in Japan and not really localized. What about this one? I don't know if this is popular in Japan. What about this one? It's all over the world. Awesome, guys. Thank you for engaging. So, if you take a look at all the brands we discussed, mainly when I showed you Apple, Tesla, and Disney, you associated the brand with a feeling. Like Disney's nostalgia, Apple is creativity, Tesla sustainability, Nike victory, dream, speed. However, when I showed you this one, you guys told me more concrete things. This is actually LG. It's a Korean brand. Coca-Cola, Christmas, of course. So that's what we want. So when you guys start your own business, you want to have your brands be like this. Like this. You want your brand to be more than just a picture or a logo. Like when people see your logo, they should feel something. That's what makes brands great. Let's start with the essence of your brand, understanding yourself. This, in my opinion, is the, how would you say, a picture representation of marketing in Japan. What do I mean by this? Let's say you're walking in the streets of Shibuya. What do you see? There's signs, lights, big letters. And these letters, what are they telling you? They're telling you there's a discount, there's a sale, seru, or hatsubai, right? Discount, right? Or when you see a movie and they bring the movie to Japan, it's like, 米国で大ヒット! What does that mean? This is what marketing looks in Japan. Very 1960s America. Consume, buy, discount, sale, specs. When you see the new Sony camera, the Sony Alpha X3 1745 X1, and they list all the specs. Buy. Or let's say you go to Yamada Denki, you go to the phone section, and you start looking at one phone, and then the staff just comes running at you. お客様どうですか? And then they start bombarding you with specs. Dun. It's like, bro, I'm just looking at the phone. Let me experience the phone. Let me spend some time with it. Let me bond with it. And this is something that we're going to talk about. If I could summarize marketing in one word, it would be the word perception. Marketing is all about perception. And brands who truly understand this are the brands that are successful. It's not necessarily what it is, but what it represents that matters. If you have the Sony phone, let's say the Xperia Pro, the phone is beautiful and the specs are unbelievable. Then you have the iPhone 11. Probably, in a logical standpoint, the Sony Xperia Pro is better, but because the iPhone represents something more than just a piece of metal, plastic. That's why people love it, because owning that Apple product makes them feel a certain way. When you live in the world, like when you're alive, there are two possible mindsets you can adopt. You either have the competitive mindset, which 99.9% of people have, or you can have the creative mindset. Let's say you are going to graduate university, you went to Tokyo University, Keio, let's say Go University. And then people throw you in, all right, you have to do shukatsu, go get a job. Everyone runs to get a new job. In their minds, their blood is pumping. Everyone is rushing. In their minds, scarcity runs rampant. There is a limited number of jobs. I need to get a job. If I don't get a job now in this season, I'm going to be a failure. I need to be like everybody else and follow everyone. That's scarcity mindset. Competitive mindset. When people talk about competition, they see life as the Hunger Games. Only one person can win. Only one group of people can be rich, while everyone else is just fighting for scraps. And that is not true. Another symptom of this competitive mindset is listing specs. A company that tries to convince you to buy their product, that's having a scarcity mindset. Because why do I have to convince you to buy my product? If you're interested in it, you'll come. Why do you need convincing? Let's go to the creative mindset. When you stop having a competitive mindset, or what people call the zero-sum game, you start having a creative mindset. And you'll be like, do I have to follow the crowd? Do I really need to get a job at a company? Do I really need to be a Shinsotsu and work there for 50 years? I mean, everyone else is doing it, but what if I don't want to do it? What if I just want to start my own company? That's abundance. The universe is infinite. There's an infinite number of resources, an infinite number of opportunities. Even in this corona, there's so many business opportunities. Abundance is right there. And when you come from a creative mindset, you're not looking at your competitor. Like, well, my competitor is doing this, I better do that. It's more like, no, I know my art. I know what I'm going to do. And that's it. I don't need to please anyone because I believe in my product. I believe in my creativity. And as long as I believe in my creativity, I have a creative mindset, and instead of trying to put people down for me to rise, I lift people with me, and we all rise together. Instead of competing, we collaborate. And I think this is something that Japan does really well. A lot of companies collaborate. And I think that's something beautiful. Now, when I start talking about creative mindset, something pops to my mind. And one of my favorite authors, Deepak Chopra, he talks about the law of least effort, right? When we, in life, we obtain false beliefs from our parents, you gotta work hard. You gotta put a lot of effort. Or let's say you start working at a company, you have to work 7 days a week. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. If I don't work hard, I will not be successful. Or you have people like Gary Vee, very successful guy, but he's always talking about, put all the effort, work 7 days a week, hustle, 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 hustle. And in my opinion, that creates a very toxic culture. What if I can tell you that if your company's purpose or your personal purpose is aligned with the universe, with what the universe wants, it's gonna take the least amount of effort. Now, I'm not saying you will stay home and chill all the time. You gotta go out there and, like sell your company, your product, but it all comes naturally. You don't have to work overtime. You don't have to stop spending time with your family. You don't have to ignore your mental health. It all comes with least amount of effort. So the 3 rules we have to follow is, number 1 is acceptance. You gotta accept your situation as it is. Let's say you're starting your business and you're like, well, I have a couple clients, it's not growing a lot, I need to improve it, but I accept it the way it is. I don't feel frustrated because it's not growing. I just accept the situation and then try to improve it without putting any labels on it. Number 2 is non-reactivity. Let's say you start your own business, it's not growing, you start feeling anxious, angry, frustrated. That's not healthy. I understand that these are human emotions, but if you let them consume you, you're gonna age faster, you're gonna have a lot of health problems, and you just gotta accept the situation and just roll with it. Like, okay, it is what it is. Let me see what I can do, without any labels. And number 3 is defenseless. What do I mean by defenseless? 99% of advertisement out there is trying to convince you to do something. But it's like when you love someone, do you have to convince them to love you? They just feel it, right? That's it. It's like nature. Nature doesn't try, like the grass doesn't try to grow, or the bird doesn't try to fly, they just do it. So if you approach your business, you offer it to people, you try to look for clients without forcing them, without trying to convince, it's gonna be better. That's the law of least effort. What brand is this? Can you guys tell me in the chat? What is this? Nintendo. And how do you guys feel when you see Nintendo? Games? Sure.
Fun.
Fun? Sure. What else?
Nice games and hardware.
Nice games. I don't know about hardware though, but they do have nice games.
Fun, social, enjoyable.
Fun, social, enjoyable, awesome. There is one word that Nintendo owns that keeps people coming back.
No more.
Hmm?
Long-standing, but not aggressively pushing themselves, speak for themselves.
That's perfect. So the word that I was going for is nostalgia. But yeah, Nintendo, if you are a gamer or someone who likes video games, you'll see that there are three main companies. There's Sony, there's Microsoft, and Nintendo, right? Sony and Microsoft are always fighting, always competing to be the best. But Nintendo is right here doing their thing. They have their own vision, they know what they want to do, and that's it. And they always do something different. They definitely make mistakes, but it's something like the Nintendo Switch in a market where people be like, we have smartphones, why do we need portable gaming systems? The Switch is super successful. It's because of that, because Nintendo is applying the law of least effort. They know their strengths, they know what they're good at, and they stick to that. They don't have to compete with other companies, they're just themselves. They compete with themselves. And like Disney, Nintendo owns nostalgia. Because when you think of Nintendo, you're like, oh, I remember in 1998, I got my first Nintendo 64. I was playing with my cousins, right? Kind of like that. So when you define your brand's core, who, so what's your identity? How, what's the brand voice you're going to use? Are you going to be more polite? Are you going to be edgier? Are you going to be friendlier? Number 3, why? And number 4, where? What is your goal? We, on our Nightcrawlers episode, if you guys check our YouTube channel, in volume 10, we talk about storytelling and branding. Very, very awesome resource that you guys can use. Let's talk about buyer personas. So in Japan, we have these belief that customer is God. Customer is God and customer is God. And that's just the way that it is. And because customer is God, we gotta go, above and beyond to please the customer. And I would like to challenge this idea. Yes, I do believe it's important to create an user-centric experience, but at the same time, how can you empathize with a God? If you put your client, your customer, your audience on a pedestal, there's no way you can empathize with them. They're just gonna be this unreachable entity, like, wow, customer is God. But in reality, they're just human beings like you and me, with dreams, goals, passions. So instead of saying the customer is God, I would like to add a new concept. And I would say that customers can become gods. Not that they're gods, but they can become gods. And in the 2013 album, Yeezus by Kanye West gave us a very important quote. This was actually during an interview. And like in Western countries, they're always telling you, you gotta be humble, you gotta be nice, always be nice, right? But Kanye has such an authentic personality when it comes to these things. And he'd be like, when someone comes up to me and says something like, I am a god, everybody says, who does he think he is? Like, he's crazy, right? Because nobody says that. And he's like, I just told you who I was, a god. So what he means by becoming a god is becoming that ideal version of yourself. All of us, we have an ideal version of ourselves. We have fantasies about, let's say, becoming a CEO or becoming an artist or whatever it is. We want to follow that. And Kanye says, you know what? If you want to become a god, you got to first embody the power of a god. And instead of saying customers are gods, no, they can become God. Again, a throwback to marketing in Japan. Noise, letters, discount, consume, buy. But then it's like, nah, like with our products, we can help consumers become creators, become the best version of themselves. So instead of being greedy companies who just want to, like achieve KPIs and sales, they're companies who actually want to help their consumers. So instead of just being a consumer, they become creators and they become the captains of their ship and masters of their destiny. So what is a buyer persona? Buyer persona is basically, in user-centered design and marketing, is a fictional character created to represent a specific user or audience member that you have. This is very important. Before you guys start working on your business and doing all these things, you need to have your buyer personas, because based on your buyer personas, goals, ambitions, likes, dislikes, you're gonna tailor your message and branding according to that. In volume 7 of our 9 Colors meeting, Andrew talks about market research in Japan. You guys can definitely check that out and benefit from it. So buyer personas. So instead of just saying, oh yeah, my customer, just like a floating head or just like a number on the system, customers are actual human beings. And you want to know, who are they, their plan, their goals and dreams, and where are they? What social media do they use? Buyer personas do something like this. So if you see, each person has a face. Each person is doing something differently. Each person has a nickname. Each person has an actual name and an age. So instead of being just a number, they become like characters in a movie. They're fleshed out characters with backstories, likes, dislikes, a name, so on and so on and so on. This is an example. Let's say I am working for, I don't know, Sabas. I'm making protein shakes, right? And this would be my buying persona. His name is Kenji. I called Kenji the health conscious guy. Story. His motto is, staying fit and healthy is my second job. Kenji is 40. He's a sales manager at an IT company, right? He's painting a picture in your head. His hobbies are watching soccer games in the zone, playing with his kids, cooking barbecue with his family, playing soccer with his friends when he has time, running on marathons, etc., etc. His pain points is that it's difficult to stay healthy while working hard. And he also has a family. His drivers, or the thing that inspires him to take action, are convenience and stability. So how many Kenjis have you met in your life? I've met dozens of Kenjis, right? And because I know Kenji's backstory, likes, dislikes, dreams, hopes, I can create content for Kenji. So I can create content about sports, how to stay healthy without much effort, let's say a workout for busy people, and talk about healthy habits on Instagram, on Facebook. And then I'll check, all right, maybe Kenji is on LinkedIn, maybe Kenji is on Facebook, right? Shota is the pro. Shota is what we call an aspirational persona. An aspirational persona is what the type of customer that we want to have. And Kenji can become Shota. Again, that self-development journey, right? From a consumer to a creator. Shota says, no pain, no gain. He's a professional bodybuilder. And based on that, we create content tailored for him. So Shota is someone who can inspire a Kenji to become a bodybuilder, to become healthier, more confident. And using Shota, we can create content, right? And by creating content, we can promote Shota and at the same time engage people with content that was actually created by one of our audience members. We call this user-generated content. So our buyer's journey, we want people to, for example, from health enthusiasts and using our products and services, they can become bodybuilders. So again, it's not so much, yeah, okyakusama, just random guy, go buy the products, a number on an Excel sheet. It becomes an actual fleshed out, three-dimensional character. So this is the Drake meme. So instead of saying, yeah, we just want to market because we need to like get our KPIs and get that money. No, man. Marketing is all about helping people achieve their dreams. That's it. Let's talk about our social media strategy. I hope you guys are taking notes. So, as a social media manager, I have seen hundreds and hundreds of social media pages here in Japan. And a lot of them have amazing products and they have really cool content, but they often use what I call the do-de-mo-ii post. Or in English, it will be like the whatever post. The do-de-mo-ii is like, oh, take a picture, do-de-mo-ii, just post it online. And even the big brands, like multi-million-dollar brands do this. Like they'll be like, all right, picture, hashtag fun, yay, do-de-mo-ii. Like, bro, what are you doing? This is so common, so common. So, again, I'm not trying to insult anyone, but this is an actual Instagram feed for a company that sells like supplements and all that stuff. Again, their designs are cool and the content looks amazing, but it's really do-de-mo-ii. It's like you have a workout video, cool, and then you have like a product picture, and then you have a flash sale, and then you have, and it's like, what are you doing? Like the content is all over the place. So Instagram, because this is Instagram, you have many features you can use. You have Instagram stories, you have the feed, you have IGTV. Let's say this video of the guy working out, it can easily be on IGTV. And then share it on Instagram stories so people can see it. These flash sales, they could easily be on Instagram stories. And the feed can basically be, you know, like people enjoying the product. And that's it. Again, guys, very careful with the do-de-mo-ii post. Because your audience will know that you're not putting the effort. So this is one of our clients. And if you guys can see, or our previous clients, as you guys can see, this is very organized. The feed is basically lifestyle advertising. This is a company that helps people go abroad. And you can see here people enjoying going abroad, having fun, sharing their pictures. And as you can see here on the Instagram stories, these are all the destinations that people can choose. It's super organized. And on the feed, they actually use pictures of the students. The international students, they tag them and then they put them here. So basically all they have is user-generated content. That's a very awesome way of engagement. And their IGTV are like Ryugaku TV, like English lessons or whatever. See? They're using all of these things. My hyper tip for you is have a content calendar. If you have a content calendar, you have a clear goal of what you want to do, the type of message you want to convey, you're not going to put do-de-mo-ii posts. social media platforms that you guys can use. Again, another thing people do is they have one picture and they put the same picture on each social network. I mean, that's cool, but each social network can benefit you in a different way. You guys can use Twitter for social listening. You can use Facebook for ads and creating communities. And you can use Instagram for just your gallery to show your product or the lifestyle that people have if they use your products and services. LinkedIn is great for reach. Like the organic reach of LinkedIn is perfect. Our group, Nightcrawlers, grew organically. Like we spent 0 yen, all because of LinkedIn. On Pinterest is a very good way of developing thought leadership, and each pin has 3 months longevity. On Twitter, you tweet something, in 5 seconds it's gone. On Pinterest, the pin is there for 3 months. And YouTube is the second largest search engine. It's good for SEO. Repurposing content. Again, I was actually running with one of my friends last Friday, and he asked me, like, how do you publish so much content? Like, that's crazy. Like, how can you do that? And I'm like, basically what I do is I repurpose the content. Let's say I have a 2-hour webinar. That 2-hour webinar can become 5 videos. That 2-hour webinar can become 5 quotes on Instagram. That 2-hour webinar can become anything. A blog post. It's repurposing content. It's like recycling. It's easy, it's efficient, and when you repurpose content, you use each platform correctly, and you avoid the totem posts. Another hyper tip: consistency is important, so y'all have to post every single day. Every single day. If you guys have any questions about how to build a community, Volume 1 of our Nightcrawler show has the great Asama, and he tells us how to build a community from scratch. So I hope you guys check that out. It's on our YouTube channel. We are almost there. Let's talk about content creation. Tools. A lot of people think to create content, you need to have like a $3,000 Mac. No. Nowadays, it's super easy to create content. If you guys need any pictures, you can use pexels.com. I use Canva for my designs. I don't know how to use Photoshop. Like everything comes from Canva, and they look all right. If you guys need like grammar corrector, Grammarly is paid, but it's so good, so good. And your iPhone, like that's all you need. You don't need that $3,000 Mac, or like you don't need it. Like nowadays, it's super easy to create content. Guys, this is so important. Like so important. When you start making content, and let's go to the beginning. You're doing your buyer personas, you're trying to make your brand. Before you make a logo, before you create content, you gotta know color palettes. It's so important, so important. Why is this important? Colors have a psychological effect on us humans. So if I see red, I might feel passionate or angry. If I see pink, I'm gonna feel more relaxed and kind of like loving. If I see blue, I'm gonna chill. If I see yellow, I'm gonna be like active. Knowing your color palettes is super important. So before you guys create content, before you start doing anything, understand color palettes, understand which color helps your brand. Like that's just number 1. If you don't, your designs are gonna look just horrible. And we don't want that. We want our audience to look at our designs and feel something, right? Like when you see the Nike shoebox, the orange, it makes you like want to take action, right? That's what we want. Again, these are your common Instagram pages. It looks all right, but again, a lot of do de moi posts. It's like, yeah, just put a picture, yeah, go. But if you want something that truly stands out, something that's just absolutely stunning, this is it. This is it, guys. For example, this is a creative director lady that I follow on Instagram. She's from Mexico, and she has very beautiful Instagram. Why? Because she knows that her color palette is pastel colors, and she uses those to create a uniform design. So again, it's not like do de moi stuff. It's more like it's uniform. It makes sense. Colors have a meaning. And if you see here, Pantone, these are all blue. Like just let it sink in and allow the color to make you feel something. Just look at the blue, look at the pastel pink. How does it make you feel? And if you see this type of uniformity, you're gonna press that follow button because it's beautiful, it's efficient, and it's just good design. All right, we're almost there. Let's go to our bonus round, some extra content. I would love to talk about my company. My company is what I call an anti-company. A lot of people be like, anti-company, what do you mean by that? So if you take the concept of a company is basically, you have a hierarchy, you have the shacho, the bucho, you have the shisotsu people, blah, 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 blah. But when you have such a rigid hierarchy, ideas don't flow that easily because you have a filter. If your shacho says no, that idea never becomes a reality, right? So what I mean by anti-company is we provide equality through diversity. We are a group of freelancers who come together to work on a project. And again, we don't have a hierarchy. Everyone's equal. And because we're equal, we shine through our diverse talents. Like let's say I do copywriting, my friend does design, and so on and so on. We're not above or below anyone. You know, that's the concept of the anti-company. We are a team of talented freelancers that come together and work on a project. Since there's no seniority or hierarchy, ideas flow freely, allowing the final product to be full of empathy, mindfulness, and passion. So this is basically our main collaborators. We have Hypermilk, and we always collaborate with a sister company called Mistios. Mistios is also a creative agency. And the main collaborators are myself as the creative director and my good friend, Danny. Danny is the chief storyteller and branding director. And if you go to mistios.com, you will see the whole team, the A team of freelancers. What we can do for you, we can help you out with branding, marketing strategy, content creation, social media management, digital storytelling, localization, graphic design, and web design, and SEO, with the concept of the anti-company. This is our collective portfolio. These are the companies that we have worked with. All right, guys. Nowadays, there are many amazing resources you guys can check out. We recommend many podcasts. Business Success Japan, made by my friend Lydia. Amazing resource, you guys. There are many episodes regarding Japan, entrepreneurship, culture, and so on and so on and so on. Again, created by my friend Lydia. I was actually the guest speaker in the latest episode. We talked about creativity in Japan and being successful by just being yourself. Number 2 is Small Business Japan. This podcast is run by my friend Josh. Josh is an amazing interviewer. You guys should check it out. These are all on Spotify, by the way. And the last one is run by my friend Brittany. It's called Business Karaoke, and this is amazing. She has like the top entrepreneurs in Japan as speakers, and the episodes are just beautiful. I was also a guest speaker in Business Karaoke, and my episode is going to come out next week. And there's one more thing though, like Steve Jobs said, Nightcrawlers, of course. So we are making the ultimate business guide in Japan. And by ultimate business guide, we are trying to create a website that's full of empathy, that's full of passion, and that's different from what's out there. So we don't want to be like the top 5 best places in Tokyo, like none of that. We want to be authentic. We want to celebrate each and every entrepreneur. We talk about self-development, branding, marketing, and it's all authentic. We are professionals, yes, but it comes from the heart. It's not some fake like, yo, welcome to Nani. It comes from the heart. And our website is www.nightcrawlers.jp. All the resources are free, so go nuts, guys. Have fun, learn a lot. And we also have events every Friday. We have webinars, and our next one is on September 11th. So I hope you can check that out. My website is hypermilkmedia.com. If you guys have any questions, my email is angel@hypermilk.media.com. And that's it.
Let me just show you if he's sad.